It is day 2 of the adventure and the conditions are really not perfect. I think it's a lesson that you should never plan too far ahead whenever photography is involved. And to be honest, I'm not surprised. When I booked this week off work, I wasn't hoping for perfect conditions. I didn't want endless blue skies, beautiful sunrises, sunsets. I just wanted a week without rain. That's not happening. So I've come to a pretty local spot today. Never been out here before, so I'm not sure if I'm even going to find anything, in all honesty. But I also think that this is a great opportunity to highlight the realities of landscape photography. So the point of this whole video, when I checked the forecast, was I thought this would be a great idea to come out in not brilliant conditions and prove how landscape photography isn't always a case of going out seeing some amazing moments. Like I said at the start, it's not all about golden hour. Sometimes you'll go out in less than favourable conditions and just have to either wait, be patient, or admit defeat and go home with absolutely nothing captured. As it is right here, right now, I've not long pulled up at this location, come for a walk, and the rain that was supposed to be here is either not showing up at all, or you might be able to see by my glasses, it's just very fine indeed. It's not too much of a problem at the moment. Let's hope that continues. I really do, because I want to be out as much as possible this week. I should point out, it's not even just the photography in these conditions that I've got to worry about. Putting together a YouTube video when it's raining, when it's muddy, when the ground's an absolute quagmire is no walk in the park. Let me tell you that now. The B-roll is the hardest part because you have to put the camera down, walk off in the distance, and then walk back towards the camera as though it's all magically set up perfectly for you. That isn't the case for obvious reasons. And it just shows the amount of work that's required, the sacrifices, the conditions you have to go out into to put together even these simple videos, really. Is just my luck though, I'm not gonna lie. The whole of February we've had no rain. It has been a dry month. It's felt really nice and mild. Even now it feels like spring is right around the corner, although I think next week or the week after we're getting another cold front coming in, so it's not going to be quite time to get rid of the thick winter jacket just yet. But we've just had so much rain of late that I'm having to walk along now and just be so careful how I'm walking, because you can just feel your feet. I'm in my walking boots, so I shouldn't fall over. I wouldn't change this week off for the world, because I think the next couple of weeks it's just as miserable, if not worse. But come on, it could have been dry for me. It's just the sort of luck I end up having, really. Oh, we're on a bit firmer ground now, which isn't too bad. From doing a little bit of research for this place, if I keep walking in this direction. Let's swing you around and you can see. So if I keep walking in this direction, I'll get to the top of a hill and I might end up with some magnificent views. Although right in front of me here now, again, I'll swing you back around as I'm coming closer towards it, there appears to be a bit of a bridge, and that might end up being a photographic opportunity. Might not be perfect, it might not be, swing you around. It might not be perfect, it might not be portfolio worthy. Be something from the trip, won't it? We'll have to wait and see. But I certainly think there's some irony going on here today. I mean, if this was a weekend, I probably wouldn't be risking it. You could call me a fair weather photographer in some regards, because I won't risk going out in miserable weather. To be honest, it's more, as I said before, it's more the fuel you've got to think about. Like, it's all well and good going and driving an hour away from home, but when there's a chance of it being wet, rainy, you can't get any images because you don't want to get your camera wet. Even if, like today, I've got a couple of sandwich bags so that if it does start to rain heavily when I've got the camera out, I can wrap the lens around as an option. But I think with this week off, it's almost a case of, well, I'm out, so I've got the time off. So rather than stay indoors, I do that all day, every day when I'm working anyway. I might as well just get out and chance it, really. And I might have got lucky today, because typically the wet weather has actually disappeared. Not bad. Now, I think one of the big frustrations with a landscape photography, or any outdoor photography really, are the misconceptions, the attitudes that when we look at a final image, whether it be as part of this YouTube video, maybe it's on another form of social media, or whether it is, or wherever it is we're viewing that image, all we think about realistically is, hopefully, wow, that is an amazing image. All of us as photographers, that is kind of the initial reaction. That's the main reaction we all want to see from our work. The sort of reaction we don't want to get is, oh, good Christ, why the hell are they taking that? That's rubbish. That we don't want to hear. We really do not want to be hearing anything like that. But I guess there's a wider thought process that should go into an image when we're reviewing it. How many times has the photographer had to go out to that one location just to get those conditions? I think for myself, some of my best work that I've taken is through the result of going back to one spot multiple times, because when I get a bee in my bonnet, I see a shot that I really do like, and I think to myself, this would look brilliant in sunrise light. It would look better if it was at high tide. It would look better if I was standing maybe a bit further to the left than I was, or I should have noticed that bean. So I'll get a bee in my bonnet and I'll go back to that, I'll get fixated. So I'll go back again and again and again till I get the conditions that I want, until I get the image that I want. The amount of miles that I'll have walked, the amount of miles that I'll have driven, the amount of fuel that I'll have spent just to get that one shot. The amount of times you'll go out and you'll get conditions like this and it'll be a waste. And it won't be worth getting anything on camera at all. I don't think that's going to be the case today. The rain's not too heavy at the moment, and I think my weather apps, AccuWeather, are suggesting that I might get a bit of a dry spell. Unfortunately, my Canon RP, it's not weather sealed, so I can't really risk it in too heavy a rain. But my point is we should maybe think about how that image got taken in the first place. How much effort went into that shot, because very rarely it's a case that we rock up at a location and we go, right, that's one, I've got the composition in front of me. That's the image that I want. Even now, we don't have the best of light. We don't have the best of light to deal with. So anything that I capture today, I'm already of the mindset of this is nothing more than a scouting trip. I've never been out to this particular location before, but so few of my images have been a case of rocking up at that one spot, capturing the shot that I want and going, yeah, that's it, I'm happy with it. The only location I'd say I've been, and I'll put the image up on screen now, is that one location that I'd been hoping to get to for about 2 years. I had one image in mind. I'd planned it meticulously for ages, so I kind of was already pre-prepared, if I can get my words out. But even now, I'm thinking, this shot that's up on screen now, I'm thinking it'll look better in sunrise light. It'll look better in more warmer conditions, not when it's so bleak and there's so much cloud, make it more of a moody shot. So straight away I'm thinking of ways to improve an image so that when, of course, I do eventually share my best work, it's as the result of endless hours, endless days, endless miles to get the perfect image that I'm after. And even then, I probably won't be happy with it. And so to summarise, I think we should all get out in all kinds of conditions. It's a great chance to, again, vary our photography. There's inspiration that can be found in even the most miserable of weather. We shouldn't take images that we see on social media for granted. We shouldn't just think that is an amazing shot and think nothing about how it got created, the efforts that the photographer went to create the image in the first place. For me, I think that is me done. I think it's a bit too miserable for me to be out much longer today. Fingers crossed the next couple of days are going to be better, because I've got some amazing, amazing locations to visit and take you along with me. See you then.